Okay, so we have a big breaking news coming out. Do me a favor and share this video. Once again, thank you so much for your support. The former leader of Russia, Dmitry, said this regarding US President words about Putin playing with fire and really bad things happening to Russia. I only know of one really bad thing, and that's World War III. I hope US President Trump understands this. I told you guys this thing was gonna hit the fan. I told you this thing was gonna get really, really ugly. So there's a lot of information that he just put out, and boy, oh boy, things are just. I want to read some of these comments here. Give me a second. Look at this. Look at these comments. Hold on. DD Geopolitics said, push the button. No, man. We don't want that. We don't want that hit. Look, here's the thing. Nobody wins. No one wins WW3. WW3, no one wins. All right, so we have this one here. The bear can't even take Ukraine. You will be absolutely crushed by the US and NATO, and trust me, nobody, not even Iran or North Korea, would lift a finger to help you. Ugh. Here's the thing is that I don't think this is going to be like World War II, like World War One stuff. I think World War III will be nuclear, meaning that everybody's just gonna fire nukes, and it's just not gonna look good. It's not gonna look good. All right, so I do believe that if World War III sparks, North Korea will drop the hammer on South Korea. They're gonna have some ballistic stuff flying there, and we have over 29,000 sleeping giant soldiers there. That's gonna be brutal. Then you're gonna have the Red Dragon in Taiwan. That's gonna be brutal. The Bear, well, they have over 5,000 nuclear warheads. They're gonna make a rain fire. It's just not gonna look good for. Again, no one's gonna win it. No one's gonna win it. So this comment here, this post by the former leader of Russia, he really sparked a lot of people out there on X. So, but one thing I tell you, he's right. He's right. Donald, again, if you're planning on, you know, giving the green light to Ukraine to fire long range, if you're planning on slapping sanctions, if you're planning on going one-on-one against us, we're going to send you a message. All this is going to lead to WW3, which no one will win. Even Donald knows it. Donald knows that the Sleeping Giant's not going to win this battle. No one will win it. No one will win it. All right, guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the PayPal link and the Cash App link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you so much for your support. Here's another reason why I say no one's going to win it. Let's say Russia get obliterated by NATO and US nukes. They have a dead man switch, which means that all nuclear warhead, 5,000, will be flying all over the place. All over the place. Something that we do not want to see. That's the reason why these Looney Tunes build a $21 trillion bunker underground city. They built the underground city, $21 trillion. I mean, they got stuff ready. Let it fly nukes. We stay underground city for 10 years and let the air clear out, and then we come back out and we start all over again. It says here, which by the way, the Bear even have their mountain nuclear bunkers. It says here rhetoric between the White House and the Kremlin quickly escalated Tuesday with a pair of social media posts suggesting the possibility of a major escalation between the global superpowers after the bear carried out hundreds of strikes on Ukraine in the past few days. What Vladimir doesn't realize is that if it weren't for me, lots of really bad things would have already happened to the bear. And I mean really bad thing. He's playing with fire, Donald posted on Truth Social on Tuesday. Like I said, I have a problem with this. I do, guys. I just feel like this is a whole different Donald now. This is another Donald. Basically, Donald is being polite here. I'm calling you out, Putin. So, it says here, just over 2 hours later, Dmitry, the former leader of the Bear, who currently serves as a deputy chair of the Bear Security Council, posted on X regarding Donald's words about Vladimir playing with fire and really bad things about to hit the fan happening to the Bear. I only know of one really bad thing. WW3. I hope Donald understands this. By Monday afternoon, Ukrainian leader Zelenskyy said that the bear had launched more than 900 strike drones, as well as ballistic and cruise, on his country over the past 3 days. Man, this thing is not going to look good. Will Donald respond? Will Donald respond to Dmitri's message? Donald, again, if you're gonna try to go toe to toe with the bear, just realize one thing: this thing is gonna end up going WW3 style. And you called out Joe. You told the world that Joe is gonna take us to WW3. Joe didn't do it, but it seems like Donald might take us to that path. There is no military logic in this, but it is clear political choice of the bear. The choice to keep waging war, Zelenskyy said, calling on the sleeping giant of Europe to increase sanctions on the bear. Those sanctions not going to work. Donald had reportedly considered this, but last week, Secretary of State Rubio told senators that the president believes if the White House threatens sanctions, the bear will disengage from peace talks. Now, again, let me tell you guys something. They're still working on peace talk. They're still working on a peace talk, all right? Even though there's stuff going on, there's missiles flying left and right. And by the way, these two, they firing left and right, all right? It's a tick for tat. So they're going back and forth with this. At the same time, they're trying to work this cease plan, all right? Now, Vladimir is saying that Zelenskyy is trying to break the cease plan by firing 2,000 drones. Again, for the past 7 days, Moscow have seen over 2,000 drones. And so Russia's retaliating with cruise and ballistic. At the same time, they're still trying to work the cease plan. Now, the bear, Russia, they're not walking away from the cease plan. They're not walking away. But Donald, if he slaps sanctions, it ain't going to be Ukraine that broke the cease plan. It ain't going to be the bear that broke the cease plan. Donald will break the cease plan. So, again, if Donald slapped sanctions, he broke that cease plan talk between these two countries. It says here, months of fruitless attempts to end Vladimir war have left Donald visibly frustrated. On Sunday, he made his most critical comments about Vladimir to date. I've always had a good relationship with Vladimir of the Bear Country, but something has happened to him. He has gone absolutely crazy. But he won't call Benjamin out for firing those equipment on innocent young ones. Unbelievable. It just, again, that's the thing that really bothers me. So you call Vladimir crazy. So what do you call Benjamin? An angel? It says here he is needlessly taking a lot of innocent. And I'm not just talking about soldiers. Missiles and drones are being, again, striking regions in Ukraine, and for no reason whatsoever. I've also said that he wants all of Ukraine, not just a piece of it, and maybe that's proving to be right. But if he does, he will lead to the downfall of the bear, Donald said in Truth Social Post. So again, Donald said, I've always said that Vladimir wants all of Ukraine, not just a piece of it. And Donald, you want Gaza. Not just a piece of it, but all of it. Actually, you're trying to kick out over 2 million. You need to leave. So again, you can't do that. You can't talk about one person when you yourself is trying to do worse. And again, like I say, guys, sometimes you have to call this out. You cannot just, again, I know there's a lot of Donald supporter, and I accept that. No. You have to kind of put the foot on the brake pedal and kind of stop and say, hey, yeah, we need to talk. All right, so Donald's newfound exasperation has been felt by almost all of Washington and the sleeping giant allies for the past 3+ years of this biblical war. I appreciate the comments. I hope they mean something else, but I think in the long run that the leader has to do something else to actually deter Vladimir, said Representative Mike, Democrat from Illinois, who traveled to Ukraine 5 times since the Bear 2022 invasion. Senator Chuck Grassley, Republican from Iowa, known for his eccentric style of writing on social media, posted on X Tuesday morning, I believe Donald was sincere when he thought his friendship with Vladimir will end the war. Now that being the case, it's time for sanctions strong enough so Vladimir knows game over. I'm sorry, that sanction is not going to work. There's a thing called the BRICS. The BRICS, they created the BRICS to get around sanctions. All right, so and Donald said that he was going to slap tariffs, 100% tariffs on all countries who join the BRICS. For those of you that don't know what the BRICS, they stand for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. It's their own bank. It's like a World Bank, their own bank. And they came out with this BRIC thing to avoid the sanctions. In Donald lengthy Sunday post, he also berated Zelenskyy, whom the president has a long history of criticizing. Likewise, Zelenskyy is doing his land no favors by talking the way he does. Everything out of his mouth causes problem. I don't like it, and it better stop. So again, Donald not only bashed Putin, but he also called out Zelenskyy. The president seems to equate the two as if it was just some sort of border dispute instead of the bear invading Ukraine. For Zelenskyy, his people are being impacted, and there's a very real warning that Vladimir wants to take the entire country, and he doesn't see anything that the sleeping giant is doing that would actually help. Man, that's where we at right now. That is where we at right now. Former leader of Russia, Donald, you do realize I only know of one really bad thing, and that's WW3. If you're ready for that, bring it on. Let me just read some of these comments really quick here. Alright, so I'm just going on X and see if I can find any more information here. Now, once again, I did mention this, but I want to bring it one more time. Alright, so these are drones, and This is what RT posted. 2,331 Ukrainian drones were taken down by the Bear air defenses in just 1 week, from May 20th to the morning of 27. Remarkably, 1,465 of them were intercepted outside the active conflict zone. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the reason why Russia responded by firing ballistic. Now just imagine if Florida sees something like this, or New York, or San Diego. What would Donald do? Donald will respond, right? Yeah, he will. Then Vladimir will come out and say Donald lost his mind. He's playing with fire. He's, but again, Donald said that he's not getting a lot of information when it comes to these biblical wars. And that's the problem here. I think he's being fed the wrong info. Alright guys, I think I'm going to end it here. I just wanted to bring that information. Dmitry is really putting out a message. A very strong message. Donald, if you want to do it, just remember 3 words. WW3. 3. WW3. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Please share the video. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on this platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ. For He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.